Let's have a look at some of the fry now in the outside pond. Hi there, and welcome to Poratman Koi, episode 5 of my Kin Ki Utsuris. They're starting to feed more now on the surface. There's a couple of platinums down there. They're not very big, these are at the top, but there are some big ones at the bottom. So the koi fry are now 44 days old. It's the 19th of January. I've just gone through a few of the ones in the timber pond that were all dying, but these are some of the bigger ones what I've taken out now just to check out. There's some real nice metallic on some of them. So let's just wait till they calm down. But yeah, there's some very nice metallic colours coming up on nice on them. The doesn't do them justice, the camera, but there's some beautiful platinums. That's quite a nice one as well. Very nice metallic. But these are some of the larger tobies. So I'm going to take these out now, and I'm going to pop these in the round breeding pond. I'll just see if I can scoop on the little net, shall I? So you can see metallic on them ones there. That one especially. That's a very nice metallic. Very nice skin. Got a beautiful shine to it. But they're coming on really nice. So I'm going to pop those in the round pond. So I've now just got a bit more light in the lighted area. Just to give you an example now of some of the platinums which are coming up really nice. So I'm going to pop those in this round pond here. So I've just popped them in there now. I've kept them in the bowl there just to gently get a bit of water in there, just to acclimatise them to the new water. I've already had a little bit in that blue bowl, but I've put a bit more in there as well. So I'll just keep adding a bit at a time, just to get them acclimatised to the water. It's all roughly about the same temperature, and they'll probably just scarper straight to the bottom. Yep, straight to the bottom. But I say there's a couple of hundred in there. Yeah, you get a lot better shot at night time when you don't get that sun glaring on the pond. You get a lot better perspective of how many you've actually got when you turn all the air pumps off and the air lines and you come out at night time. And you can see them all feeding. I am getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, but the price you have to pay for koi keeping, eh? It's quite a humid night, so yeah, the mozzies are biting well. So these are some of the Kin Ki Utsuri what I've got in my side timber pond. Now see if you can focus in this, see if you can see them. I'm going to have a look through these today and just sort a few out. But yeah, they're coming on quite nice down there. They're all getting bigger now. I'll take some of these small ones out here just to give them a bit of a chance to get a bit bigger and see how see how they go. I'll scoop a few out and I'll pop a few in the other timber pond, along with all the other small ones, and give me a bit of a chance to grow. And there's some quite big Kin Ki Utsuris as well. You can see them down there. So it'd be good to see how they are when I scoop a few out, see what they look like. So these are some of the Kin Ki Utsuris I've scooped out. But yeah, you can see there's some nice ones. Some are big, some are quite small, but I'll try and zoom in a little bit. But you can see some of the colours starting to develop. The sumi is still under the skin, but with the Kin Ki Utsuri, the sumi comes out a little bit later, so it's pretty deceiving. So hopefully the sumi will come out, and then the skin will open up and be more clearer. But yeah, just a few of them I've scooped out. They're the larger ones, and then the smaller ones in here, I'm going to move ponds with these. I'm going to put these in the other pond under my pergola. So the larger ones, bit of a comparison. So it's a bit of a warm day today. I'll put my cap on shortly because the solar panels are getting a little bit hot on top of my head. But I'll just take to the side here. I'm just going to do a big water change today. The Kin Ki Utsuris are now 49 days old. So I've basically emptied the pond down halfway. You can see there. I'm going to do like a 60-70% water change, and I'm going to scoop a few of the Kin Ki Utsuris out just to give you a bit of a look how they are developing. They've come on quite nicely over the last few weeks, so I'm quite surprised now how they're looking. They're just all scarpered, but there's a few down there. See, there's a few there come with nice patterns. But I'll scoop some out and I'll let you know how they are going. Yeah, they're all at the bottom now because obviously I've emptied most of the water out. But I'll see how they go. I'll grab a few out and I'll let you know what they show you what they look like. But I'll scoop them out and I'll give you a better look once I've got the fish in the bowl. And there's some quite nice ones in there. I'll see if I can zoom in on my favourites. So that's my favourite, that one there. Those ones down there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the better ones. But the thing is with the Kin Ki Utsuri is they develop later. It takes quite a few months for the sumi to come through. The yellow will stay. The key will stay, but then we need to get that sumi through. So it takes a few months, probably about 4 or 5 months, to start developing good sumi. The sumi is never the same on a metallic as it is as a normal scaled. The sumi is always a lot lighter on the metallics than it is on the scaled. But there's some nice ones there, and there's some nice patterns developing. So they're not too bad. I'll see if I can scoop a few out. But there's some nice ones. That was a nice one there. You can just see the sumi hiding under the skin. But once that sumi comes out, there'll be some nice ones in there. Another one there, sumi's under the skin. Another one there, sumi's under the skin. But you can just slightly see the pattern. There'll be a few, also there'll be a few shiros there as well. But it'd be good to see how they develop. But yeah, there's some nice ones there. I think that one's my favourite, possibly there. That one there, the lighter coloured one. This one there, the lighter coloured one, because that sumi is still hiding under the skin. You don't want the sumi to come out too quick, otherwise it fades. Within a year it'll be faded and nearly gone. So the less sumi the better, but you can see it under the skin. The camera doesn't justify, but they are quite nice quality. So this one down here, this one there, I don't think you can see it there. It's got nice sumi, nice pattern, and it's got a clean nose as well. It's got a yellow nose, and it's got quite a nice head pattern developing. But it's just, yeah, you got to wait till that sumi comes out. So the idea with a Kin Ki Utsuri is, if you're not used to it, is don't disregard any of the ones like this until the sumis come out, because otherwise you're going to get rid of the ones that have got potential. Whereas even this one in the middle here, I'll point this one down here, this one in the middle there, that one there, that lighter colour yellow one there, this one here, it's got a nice yellow head, and the sumi is right under the skin. That's a nice one there, sumi under the skin. Sumi's under the skin there on that one as well. But there's some nice ones in there. That's another nice one there as well. Yeah, that one's a nice one there. That's got potential. But that yellow in the middle, that one there, that's the one with the least amount of black. That sumi will develop later on, and that's hiding under the skin, and it's going to be a nice one. If that keeps that yellow, that key, yeah, that'll be really good. But they're all developing quite nice there. I'll see if I can get a few on the pan net. Bear with me, I'll try and do this one hand. Just wait till they settle down a bit. But that's the nice one that's in the net now. Just wait till it settles down a bit. That one on the net there now. It's disappeared. Too hard with one hand. But if I just get a bit of water, just wait till it settle down. You can see that one there now. And they're really nice. So there's probably about a dozen in there which are really good quality. Just need for that sumi to come out. So they're the ones I've taken out of there. I'm going to separate now, put the smaller ones in my timber pond under the pergola, and I'm going to put these ones back into this pond here, which has got the best filtration system. It's only 1600 litres, but there's probably about another 700 litres filters, so about 2,300 litres with including the filter. Now these are the ones here, which are the there's a couple of Yamabukis down there. There's also a Harrywhack, and there's also a couple of just platinums as well, but you can only keep so many, so I'm gonna separate some of them and put them in my pond, which is going to go to the fish shop, the koi shop, to resale. But the metallics always sell well because they look quite shiny, nice metallics. Like you can see that Yamabuki there, it's got beautiful yellow. That one there, the camera probably doesn't do it justice, but that's a nice Yamabuki. There's also next to it down here, so that one there, that's a nice Yamabuki down there. And then next to it over here, that one there, that's a Harrywhack. So that one down there is a Harrywhack. You can just see the pattern start to come through. So yeah, so that's all the fish out of here now. So what I'll do now is I'll do a big top up. I'll put these ones in another pond. Have a guess how many of these in there. My guessing's not been the best lately. I'd say 30. Let's see how many there's in there. Right, I'll go through these now and I'll have a count of them and I'll pop them back in the pond. I've also started giving them extra food as well. You can see it there, frozen pilchard, and they're just slowly, that's been in there a day. But they're just slowly, so they're getting constant food without polluting the water too much. But I only give them those frozen pilchards a couple of times a week, and I just hang it on a cable in the water, and it gives them that added nutrients. But I'll pop those in there now. I'll sort through them and I'll pop them in there. Let me just, I want to see how many there is. So I'll just count them now and I'll get back to you. So the Kin Ki Utsuri is now back in this pond here. These are the larger ones. This is the pond where I'm going to do the top up. But they're the better ones. These are the good ones. See more, they're going to be crazy. But I'll top the water up shortly. So yeah, they're all nice and happy in there now. There's less fish in there now. So once I top it up, there should be plenty of fresh water. Give them a chance to develop over the next few weeks, and then we'll go through them again. I like to go through them every couple of weeks and just look at them and see how they are developing, because I have got limited space, so I like to utilize the space best I can. And obviously we have to breed as own in Australia, so I like to keep at least the best ones, because they are, once you get that line going, it's very hard to keep them. So you need to just keep on progressing every year, make the line better and better. What I'm going to do, my whole plan with the Kin Ki Utsuris is, if you remember my first episode 1, I bred the father, which was a platinum, with the daughter, which is a Kin Ki Utsuri. So my plan is, over the next few years, I will then breed Kin Ki Utsuri to Kin Ki Utsuri, and then the percentage will be more Kin Ki Utsuris rather than the metallics, the whites and the Yamabukis. So that's my plan. But like I said, it takes, because we've got limited stock, it takes a while. But I will progress over the next few years, and I'll see how the Kin Ki Utsuri line go. Okay, I bet you're all wondering how many ones were in that little bowl, the Kin Ki Utsuri. So let's have a look here. So altogether, oops, nearly dropped in the water then. So altogether there was 40. So 32 in this one, in this pond here, and then the other 8 I've put in my, they're the smaller ones. I've popped them in the pond in the under my pergola. Right, I'll top that with some water now. Probably about 89% water top up. But I have got the tap water going through the carbon filters. And then also what I do is I also put some of this pond prime in as well, which removes the chloramines and the chloramines. It's usually about 3 capfuls for about 2,300 litres. So it doesn't matter if you put more in, it will help with the ammonia and the nitrites. So I put a couple of capfuls in, which is equivalent to about 1,500 litres water change. It's quite concentrated, this stuff, and it's not cheap. I think about $280 for that one there, which is 4 litres. When I'm only doing a 10% top up, I just put it through the carbon filter. But just in case, when you're doing a large top up, I like to make sure there's no chloramines in this water whatsoever. So this is where I've put those other ones I've sorted through. So these ones here. So just to acclimatise to the water, I put some water in there. So these are just some of the Yamabukis and the Ogons. I'll pop them in this pond here, and then over the next few days I'm going to go through this pond, and then all the ones I take out of here I am then going to transfer all the ones I'm going to get rid of into this pond here. So this one here is where I've got all my Deutsch leather shower fry, which are going to the koi pond fish shop. So what I'll do then is I'll pop them all in there with them ones there. They're all going to the koi shop. So I can only keep so many. So over the next few days I'll sort them all out and put them in that pond there. So I'll pop these ones in here. I'll just give you a quick look at all those ones. I've got a lot in here, but they're developing quite nice now. As you can see there, I've also got the frozen pilchard there hanging. You can see how they've nibbled it to pieces, which is a good source of food. It keeps them constantly nibbling over. I usually leave them in for about 2 days and then take them out. But that one's been well. That's a frozen sardine or a frozen pilchard. But like I said, with the metallic father, the platinum, it's a real good platinum. And many years ago, he was from a line brought in from Japan when you're allowed to bring fish over here. This is going back 20 odd years. So the line of the platinum is from a Japanese line, so I want to try and keep that line going. Hence the reason why I've kept a lot more metallics, to see if I can get a couple of nice ones out of there, which I can move on to friends of mine, and then I can keep that line going in Australia. Because we are limited, it's good to, once you get a good line, keep that line going and then just improve over the years. But it's pretty hard because we can't import fish. But yeah, so I like to keep it going, so it'd be good to keep that platinum line going because it's a beautiful metallic, and there's not many people in Australia with a platinum as white as that. It hasn't got the size, but it's got beautiful platinum. It's like snow white. I've put the smaller ones, these ones here, under my Begola pond, which is undercover. Keep all the anything with a tiny little bit of pattern. Even though they're small, I'll still try and grow them on just to see how they look. Because the Kin Ki Utsuri are pretty hard fish to breed, I like to keep them till the last resort, till I've got no more space, and then I get rid of them. But sometimes the small ones do develop over the months and they become the best ones. So I'll see how these go. And this is probably about 2,300, I think 2,300 or 2,400 litre pond, and it's got about 700 litres of filter, so plenty of room. There's probably about 50 fish in there now, but yeah, they're all quite small in there, but I'll give them a chance to develop. There's some down in the corner there as well. You can see them down there. So in this pond now, I've tried to scoop out all the plain coloured ones and just left the Kin Ki Utsuris. But you can see them there now, swimming around in the new home for the next few weeks to see how they develop. So this is my water change in Australia. Need to save the water. So yep, Got the water tab there, so any water disregard. I just pop a pump in it, excuse me, bear with me. And then I water the garden. You can see the pipe there is about 30-40 metres long. So this is all I do, is water the front garden with all the pond water. So I try not to waste any water. It's only a small pump, 5,000 litre pump. I just pump the water out and then just all the excess water on the lawn. So I try to save all the water without wasting any water. Because of the climate over here, we have to preserve as much water as possible, keep everybody happy. So I try and do my part for the environment and save as much water as possible. Right, I'll get back to you once that's filled up now. It'll take quite a while. And also these pilchards have been here now for 2 days, so I'll get rid of those as well. Once they start getting a bit smelly, I take them out and just replace them with a fresh one. There's one thing about these pilchards, you leave them in the pond for a couple of days and they absolutely honk. They stink pretty bad. So what I'll do now is I'll put them in a plastic bag and then stick them in the bin. But they're a great source to keep the fry happy, the little fry happy. They keep nibbling, and it's just it even gives the small ones a bit of nutrients. But it's got to be mindful that they do stink, especially with the heat as well and the water temperature. So I always replace them every 2 days because they absolutely stink. It's all about the waistline, as you can see. High-low masters, Aussie owned, Australian, only the best. The frothing of the milk. Things you learn on YouTube, eh? Let's see how I'll go with this, eh? Oh, look at the head on that. That's called a short mac, topped up with skinny, high-low Aussie milk. Look at that bad boy. Get some of that into you. So let me know in the comments, just while I finish my nice short mac, let me know in the comments, anybody out there who's actually been successful breeding Kin Ki Utsuris. I know a lot of people in England, and they're all fanatics, America, all around the world, all around Europe. But please let me know if you've had any good results. And also, don't forget, I'm learning as well. I've been doing this hobby now for about 10 years, breeding about 10 years, and I'm still learning. It's all about learning from friends, keeping that line going. But let me know in the comments, anybody who's bred Kin Ki Utsuris and what their input would be to help me improve my line. Hope you enjoyed the video of my Kin Ki Utsuris part 5. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. The enjoyment about this hobby is not knowing what you're going to achieve. As you can see today, I wasn't aware that some of those Kin Ki Utsuris were quite nice. Please don't forget, always stay safe out there, enjoy your coffee, enjoy little drinkies, make the most of life. Paul Ratman Coy, over and out. See you in 2 weeks' time.